Hey boys and girls, this week we have a great lesson to learn. In the Bible, there's a story where a blind man is brought to Jesus and they ask the question, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he would be blind? And I think sometimes in life people have that thought or that concept that if we do bad things, then bad things will happen to us. And if we do good things, then we'll be able to avoid bad things happening to us. But the truth is that because we live here on earth, we're going to have bad things happen to us, even if we are excellent people. And so there's a great primary song that helps us understand some of those principles, because it doesn't mean that just because we are living great lives doesn't mean that we're not going to have hard things happen, but it still will benefit us to live correctly. So we have the story of the song about the wise man and the foolish man. And the wise man built his house upon the rock, and the foolish man built his house upon the sand. Now, the rains came down and the floods came up. And the rains came down on both the wise man and the foolish man, meaning that even though there was a wise man and he had made good choices and he was building his house upon the rock, the rains still came down upon him. But he was protected because he made good choices. And when the rains came down and the floods came up and the foolish man's house washed away, the wise man's house stood still. I encourage you to build your house on the rock and foundation of Jesus Christ and the gospel that our Heavenly Father has designed for us and given us. These are the things that will help us stay strong in life and help us feel sturdy. The rains are still going to come to you. It's still going to rain. The rains are going to come down. The floods are going to come up. But if you build your foundation on the rock and the stability of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and those principles and your Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, your house on the rock will stand still. Let's learn the song. Hey boys and girls, welcome back for another week. This week's song is The Wise Man and the Foolish Man. I've brought some helpers with me to teach us the hand gestures. It's not really sign language, as you'll see. I want you to pick out which one are wise men and which ones are foolish men. We'll see if you can tell of our characters here. If you're watching at home with your family, make sure to do the actions with us and sing with us, okay?
The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the rock stood still. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man